In this lecture, I'm going to cover muscle tissue and nervous tissue. And I'll start with nervous tissue, which is the main component of the nervous system. And remember, the function of the nervous system is to regulate and control body functions. Nervous tissue consists of two main types of cells. These are neurons, which are these almost brownish looking cells that you can see here on the picture. These are specialized nerve cells that generate and conduct nerve impulses. The other types of cells are supporting cells, which are called neuroglia. These are smaller cells, and you can kind of see their small nuclei here. These are smaller cells that support and also offer some protection for the neurons. And now you can see the three types of muscle tissue. Muscle tissue in general has a pretty good blood supply, and these are the tissues that are responsible for most types of body movements. And as I mentioned, and as you can see here, there are three main types of muscle tissue. The first one in your chart in the outline is skeletal muscle tissue, which is this one pictured here. For the appearance of these muscle fibers, they are long, cylindrical, striated. Striated means that they have stripes. I know it's somewhat difficult to see in the picture, but there are small little lines or stripes that go across these muscle fibers. So the fibers are long, cylindrical, and striated fibers that contain many nuclei. The purple circles that you're seeing here, these are the nuclei of the skeletal muscle fibers. In terms of the location, this type of muscle tissue is attached to bones by tendons. So there are tendons that attach skeletal muscle tissues to bones. And for the nerve control, it is voluntary. So these muscles are under voluntary control, which means that you determine when this type of muscle tissue contracts and relaxes. So these are muscles that are found in your arms, your legs, your shoulders, your back, and you choose when these muscles are moving. The next type of muscle tissue is cardiac muscle tissue, which is made up of branched, striated fibers, which you can see in this picture here. There are generally just one or two central nuclei found within each muscle fiber. For the location, the name tells you where it's located. It's cardiac muscle tissue, which means that it's found in the heart wall. And for the nerve control, it's involuntary. That means that you do not have voluntary control over when this type of tissue contracts and relaxes. If you think about your heart beating, you do not voluntarily make that muscle tissue contract. It's something that automatically happens. The last type is shown right here, smooth muscle tissue. It consists of spindle-shaped muscle fibers, which means that the fibers have pointed ends, but they get larger in the middle. And these fibers are not striated. So whereas the other two muscle fibers, skeletal and cardiac, do have little striations or stripes going across them, smooth muscle fibers do not. For the location, this type of muscle tissue is found in many locations in the body, mainly throughout the digestive tract, like in the stomach, in the intestines. It's found in the walls of blood vessels. It's also found in the bladder and in the uterus. Those are some key locations in the body. And for nerve control, it is involuntary. So just like cardiac muscle, you do not determine when this muscle tissue contracts and relaxes. It is something that automatically happens.